Hey guys, so I'm going to review a pen case that I got on Amazon that I've seen a lot of people post about, but I saw there were some kind of questions. So I just got this in the mail. This is the package that it came in, and so here is the pen case that it came in. And we put this package away. And so this is the box that it comes in, and I'll just open it up. No fancy packaging here. So this is the size that it is, and it might be a little bit hard to gauge the size. So what I've done is I have an Erin Condren Planny pack as well to kind of show you the size. So you can kind of see they're roughly the same dimensions. So see if I put it on here, maybe it's just a little bit smaller than the Erin Condren, but roughly it's the same size. So if you can fit this in your bag, you can easily fit this in your bag too. So what I wanted to do was kind of walk through the pen case. So I actually have not put anything in it yet, but I just kind of want to walk you through the features. So first we have these handy dandy pen loops here, and I like this because it laid flat. And I know there are pen cases you can buy where the pens lay flat too, but I liked how this laid flat, but then you had this little pocket here because I go to a lot of planner group meetups, and I was kind of thinking of what would be good for my planner group meetup. So I do like the idea of having these pens out, but like having this pocket here. Now, let me see if I can brighten this up a little bit, and if not, we'll just make do. So here we also have some pockets. So I don't know if you can see those, but there's like little pockets there for washi. And so you've got this big pocket right here, and then you've got little pockets here for washi or all sorts of things. So I'm going to kind of see what I can fit in. I wouldn't put pens in here because they obviously wouldn't fit. I'm going to see what I can fit in here. There also was some confusion of whether how many pockets there were. So there's this thing right here, which we'll call a pocket because it's got a little thing here. There's this big pocket here. There's these two pockets on the side, but if you look at it, it kind of looks like this is a pocket here, but it's not. It's really just a different part of the thing. So you only have one big pocket. So if you're a big pocket person, this might not be the pen case for you. So what I want to do is I wanted to try to stuff it and see what we could put in here and see how heavy it is. Right now it's very, very light. But let me go ahead and try and stuff it with what I use. And I wanted to first also take the time to demonstrate this lovely carrying case that I have that I got from Sayo, which is like Daiso, and I really, really like it. It's got all these pockets for washi. It's got a lot of different tools and things like that here. I really like this, but sometimes it gets a little heavy, so I was looking for something a little smaller and more portable that I could just shove in my backpack. But this is where I will get some of my washi from. But let me first start with my pens. So the way that I envision this, and we'll see if I actually do this, is I have a bunch of colored Inkjoys, and right now they're kind of in this, like, once again, something I got from Daiso, this little pen bag here, and they're nice, but sometimes a hard time keeping track of which colors I want to use, and I was thinking maybe I could just commit to a few colors and then use those. So I'm just going to pick a few colors here that I think I might actually use because I'm trying to get into color coding. And we'll just pick these 5 right now. And so I'm going to go ahead and put those in here. Now notice how when I put them in here, they do kind of go into the pocket. So I think this is so they won't fall out, which I guess is pretty smart. I'm going to put this here, I'm going to put this here, this one here, and then this one here. So there's pretty much only space for 5 pens here. I'm sure you could probably get more in, but reasonably speaking, there's about 5 here. Now, let's put the rest of my Inkjoys. We're going to put the rest of my Inkjoys. We're going to put them in here. And I like how once I put the pens in here, everything's laying flat. So this is laying flat. I really like that. So I still have my colors here, but I don't necessarily, I have my primary colors here, which I really, really, really like. Okay. The next thing I want to try is I want to use some of these little pockets for things. So let me go ahead and pull out some washi. So let me go to my little box of tricks here. And I'm going to pull out some of my washi. So right now, lately, I have been loving, let me get the right ones here. Let me show you what washi that I have just been using all over the place, and I really need to make a plan with me about. But I really like these Simply Gilded, and sorry about the sunlight, Simply Gilded Color Love white washis, because they're really light, but they add a lot of color, so I'm a really big fan of those. So I've been using those a ton. So I'm actually going to put those, let's go ahead and put those in here. And notice how you can go in through either way. I'm just going to go in through the top. And so they fit pretty well there. And then let's take, I'm also a big fan of, we'll take the bigger washi. So let's, got this big washi here. I'll put this in the other pocket. And let me see if you guys can see that. I don't know if you can see that, but there you go, let's put it up a little bit. It fits pretty comfortably. There is probably room for more washi. So let me go ahead, let me see how many big washi rolls I can fit in here comfortably. Okay. So then it starts to get a little stuffed. I don't know if I like it quite that stuffed, but I have about 2 15 millimeters in here, and then I have 3 5 millimeters and 1 15. So it's a little bit stuffed. It's still doable though. So it depends on how much washi you want to use. I'm gonna leave that in there. You know what? I'll take it out. I like the idea of not having it stuffed and having more room for pens or for things like that. So another thing I could do is, so for instance, I have this highlighter. I could also, instead of putting washi in here, I could also put a highlighter in here. So if a highlighter is something more I use, it fits perfectly in there. No problems. So right now, this is pretty nice. Let me just kind of see how heavy it is, and let me zip it up. Now I don't like how there's only one zipper. Not a huge fan of that. But see, they make it so that you can open it like this, or you can open it like this. I personally think I pretty much always open it like that. But if I close this, let me see, then we have this pocket. So this string right here, it's not super long. So it's not really like, I don't know, depends on what you want to attach to it. But it's not bad. I mean, it's nice enough to like get a grip on and everything, but I wouldn't, I kind of feel like they could have a little bit more give here. But it sits up perfectly fine. The weight is fine. I think this is probably close to the weight that I would get at, but now let me just open it up and see. My thought is that I would use the bag pretty much like this, where I would use it like this. I would reach in for the pens if I wanted any additional colors, and then I have my washi here. And you could also keep your washi like in here too, so I could easily throw it in there as well. So it doesn't have to be in this little pocket here. The nice thing is it does protect it, so I kind of have to see which one I'd prefer. And I will say too, if you have it just open like this, it does get a little hard to get those back pockets. So if it's up here, it's definitely a lot easier to get those back pockets. It doesn't really matter if you open it or not. So first impressions, pretty good. I like the color. I like how this lays flat. I like these pen loops. There's not a huge ton of pen loops, but that's okay. So just for fun, let me just see kind of how many things I can fit in here. So I'm just gonna now just throw a bunch of pens in here and see how far I can get before I get too crazy. So you can see, like, we can put a crap ton of pens in here, and you know, you can easily fit a lot of stuff. Now eventually it's gonna start overflowing, but so far it's doing all right. So I'm just putting pens in here. I'll even put in one of these things. Let's see if that'll go in. Not quite. Kind of. I wouldn't recommend that. Now I could put it in here. Yeah, it fits in right there. So you could put it in the top. But I also have a X-Acto knife, which fits in right there. So I would actually maybe not put in that there. Yeah, so I put in all those pens. So let me now add some more pens, because we can never have too many pens, right? So let me go ahead and just add few more pens, and now we can see it's getting a little bit overflowed, but it's still staying there. I mean, I probably wouldn't put this many pens in, honestly, but if you've got a lot of pens, you know, more power to you. But at this point, you know, I think it's going to get too big, and it might roll over. But there's a lot of pens here, so let's see if it'll close up. Looks to close up just fine. And afterwards, I'll do a nice little pen count. And I mean, you can still put more pens in here too. So I like how there's this space here. So like, let's say I wanted to put more stuff in. So I don't know, I'm just going to throw in these midliners here. I can throw those in and you know, so once I close it, I mean, it all fits in there. So it fits a lot of stuff in here. It's a lot heavier now, but it's not too outrageous because this material is really light. But then if I go to open this, then you know, you got these midliner kind of things hanging out, and you know, it's doable, right? So I'm going to use this case for a little bit and give my thoughts and impressions. But these are my first impressions. So let me count how many pens I was able to do here, because I feel like this is probably the maximum number of pens that I would put in here. So I'm not counting these. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh my god, this is so many pens. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. 27 pens. So I don't know if I need that many to carry around with me, but it's good to know that it fits that around. So there you go. And one thing too that I like is that it still lays flat with nothing in it or with lots of things in it. So I'm looking forward to using this and give my thoughts. So hope you enjoyed this short video review, and have a good day.